Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this fourth edition of the CISCE Inspire series on Rethinking Future, a 360-degree guide for students and parents. In this fourth edition of the CISCE Inspire webinars, we will include 4 sessions scheduled on consecutive Fridays throughout July and August, starting today, the 11th of July. The session for the day is The Informed Parent, Navigating Careers in Changing World. It is a session where we would help parents understand the evolving landscape of education and careers, including non-traditional pathways, gap years, and global opportunities. Amongst us today, we have as panelist Mr. Abhishek Gupta. He is a distinguished alumnus of the University of California, Los Angeles, and one of Asia's leading career counselors. He has a remarkable track record of counseling over 1 lakh students and conducting more than 1,200 workshops. His students have consistently secured admissions and scholarships at top universities, including Harvard, Stanford, Cornell, NYU, NUS, Oxford, Cambridge, UC Berkeley, UCLA, and many more. He is a prolific speaker and a thought leader. He was honored with the Times Education Icon Award in 2019 and continues to be a strong and influential voice in the field of college and career counseling. It is my proud privilege to now invite our Chief Executive and Secretary, the esteemed Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, to kindly give the opening remarks for this session on career explorations. So please.
To everyone present on this platform. Dr. Bhavana Tariki, Deputy Head RDCT of the CISCE, Mr. Abhishek Gupta, our resource person of the day, all the esteemed dignitaries, teachers, students, and parents joined us on this platform. Career choice is a challenge for everyone today. The careers are changing and the employment opportunities are changing very fast. In fact, most of the employment existing today is going to be relevant tomorrow. So in a fast changing and ever changing and ever evolving world, how to help our children to navigate and choose the right career and make right choices in life is very important. So the Research, Development and Curriculum Division of the CISCE has come up with an idea of conducting webinar series for our schools, parents, and students. So in this webinar series, many of the questions of parents and students will be answered. It's a struggle to choose the right career. And if you do not choose the right career, you will remain unhappy in life. So to maintain the happiness quotient and to remain happy in life, it's very important to choose the right career. So how to identify the skill set, talent, aptitude, and according to the skill set, aptitude, and talent, identify the right career for every individual is a challenge today. And it's also important to choose careers that are rewarding. Rewarding careers with lot of opportunity for advancement in life, as well as giving happiness to the individual. That's the need of the day, and how to help our students to choose the right career. There are more than 360 employment exist in the world as of now. And it can be classified into 25 to 30 broad categories. In India, the career after grade 12 ISC in CISC begins with entrance examination to higher educational institutions, professional colleges, and various vocational institutions. So how to prepare oneself for the entrance examination, how to identify best courses available in different universities across the country and abroad, including government sector and private sector, and what are the requirements to get into these professional courses as well as undergraduate programs based on the subject combinations chosen by the child at +1, +2, ISC level, and how ISC curriculum helps a child to navigate for future career and life, and how the ISC system as a whole, the ICSE and ISC, the CISC system as a whole, helping the child to be successful in life, how to develop their personality, how to develop their communication skill, how to develop their social skills, and how the career curriculum as a whole helping the child to develop as a complete individual. So all these aspects will be discussed through this webinar series, and many of your questions will be answered. Still, if there is any unanswered question, please feel free to write to us. We'll be happy to help you. The CISC is envisioning to have career counseling and psychological counseling as part of the routine teaching learning practice in all the affiliated schools. Every teacher in this system, every parent in this system should have adequate information and knowledge about future careers and how to help and support the youngsters to choose the right career for their future life. So let this webinar series turn out to be a happy learning opportunity for everyone. And I take this opportunity to thank Mr. Abhishek Gupta to accept our invitation and being present here to lead this session. And with these words, I hand over to Dr. Bhavana to take this session forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for setting the correct tone for the discussions for the day. Under your guidance, I'm sure we will be able to roll out the career counseling as well as psychological well-being programs in our schools very soon. So with those enlightening words, we will now move on to the discussion for the day. Once again, welcome, Abhishek. Welcome to the forum. And yes, we understand that today, we are going to talk to parents. It's more about getting across to parents on how they should navigate. They should navigate the changing world of careers. And so let's begin with the question, how do you think the careers have changed from the 1990s to 2025? And what lies ahead?
Thank you, Dr. Bhavna. First of all, thank you, Dr. Emmanuel, the entire CISC team. It's so nice to see that a so-called regulatory body is actually using new age technology of YouTube to reach out to the masses. And it is so amazing to see that. And before I answer your question, Dr. Bhavna, I think three words which really struck to me when Dr. Emmanuel was giving his opening address. One was the happiness quotient and the other was the rewarding quotient. And I would say that, it's about time that we do not say that rewarding quotient is a taboo word. At the end of the day, we all need to be financially secure to keep our families happy. And we need to be having a rewarding quotient along with the happiness quotient. And both are, it's not an either or, it is kind of interlinked, because if you're not financially stable, it's very difficult to keep your near and dear ones happy and to maintain that level that you want to maintain. So thank you so much, sir, for setting the right context there, because it was very important to start on the right note. Now, to answer your question, Dr. Bhavna, I think, most of the parents right now would be my age. And I would put it like this, that if you had given your 10th board exams in middle of 1990s, then you're definitely my age. And if you have, or if you remember how Venkatesh Prasad took Amir Sohail's wicket in the 1996 World Cup, you're definitely my age. My son goes to grade 12. your child might be going into grade 9, 10, 11, and 12. And that's why it's very, very important that as parents, me and you, try and relate with changes that's happening in the world for our children. In 1990s, Dr. Bhavna and everybody out there, careers were very, very simple and linear. Okay. So what we were taught was PCM is engineering, PCB is medicine, commerce is CA or CS, and humanities इनका कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा. अगर हो भी जाएगा तो they will become lawyers. Today, careers are absolutely non-linear. I have personally gone into the World Economic Forum's Future of Work Report 2025. I have personally looked into the job postings which are mentioned in the Fortune top 200 companies on their websites. And I can tell you they are so non-linear that parents will be in for a surprise if they do not prepare themselves mentally. For example, let's look at the career change. In 1990s, working for one or two companies for lifetime was a reality, and you were happy doing that, right? Today, youngsters change jobs at a snap of a finger, right? In 1990s, degrees were very important, right? You need to have a BTech, you need to have a BSc. So much so that even BSc was looked up upon and BA was looked down upon, right? Degrees were so important. Today, skills are important. I'll give you two examples and then I'll answer your question quickly. Very recently, we saw a viral post of, and I will not take the name of the student for her own privacy concerns, but it came all over in the media that the topper of a Delhi university with 10 gold medals, 50 certificates could not find a job, right? Today morning, I got a message from an all India rank holder among top 100 of GATE struggling to find a job, right? And this should be enough for parents to understand that why is that on March 20th, Times of India came up with a report which said 83% of engineers in our country are jobless or without internships, right? Why is all of this happening? This is happening because the world has completely transitioned from 1990s to 2025. First, we were in industrial era. Then we came into something called computational era, where zeros and ones were important, coding was important. Today, we are in something called a cognitive era. Now, even coding is not important because there are softwares which will create further softwares. Now, in all of this, what parents are trying to do, and what I want to tell parents, as much as Dr. Bhavna is making me do the job of letting parents getting parent today, is that do not force careers on your children which were prevalent in 1990s. In 1990s, computer engineering did have a lot of value. Today, it does not. Even students from UC Berkeley, which is one of the finest universities in the world, are struggling to find jobs. We saw reports last year that students from IIT Delhi and Kanpur, 37% of them could not find jobs in the first 6 months. So all of this is reality. We recently saw that Microsoft fired 6,000 employees thanks to AI. So 1990s, the careers were very linear. Today, they are non-linear and they are liberal, which means that if today we look at it, the combination of subjects come up with amazing careers, right? If you look at all the innovative careers or the futuristic careers with high demand, they are not a byproduct of one subject. They're a byproduct of combination of more than one subjects. So the careers that you will see will be climate tech, which is in demand today, right? Which is a byproduct of environmental sciences and technology, right? And in 1990s, we used to say, oh, environmental science, isse koi career milta hai. Today, it is one of the highest paid careers in the world. Data science, which is a combination of economics, statistics, and computer science, right? Bioinformatics. We are also used to listening that PCB walon ko maths nahi chahiye, but we do not know that the highest paid career after biology today is a career out of biology and maths, which is bioinformatics. So I think careers have become non-linear. They are very different. And it is about time that parents need to look beyond engineering, medicine, CACS, and law, Dr. Bhavna, if I can tell you that.
Yeah, so that brings me to the next question, which is, how to find the right career for your child then?
Very interesting. I think as a father myself, I have answered this question to my own son a zillion number of times, and all the students who come to High School Moms and Guide AI. I think I think there are broadly 3 or 4 parameters to identify the right career, Dr. Bhavna. And it is definitely not personality. So let me tell you honestly, any good career counselor, if they say that psychometric is the right way of assessing a teenager's career trajectory, they are lying and they're completely wrong. Psychometric is good for people like you and me to get absorbed in a job when personality is pretty matured and stable, and now we cannot change ourselves. For teenagers, the personality keeps on evolving. And I'm sure most of the parents would agree with me that till your child was 13, 14, you used to love your child and you used to like your child. Now your child is 16, you definitely love your child, no questions asked, but you do not like your child because they started arguing with you. So there is a difference between liking and loving, right? And you will start liking your child all over again when they are 21, once their personality is matured and they start listening back to you and they do not throw the tantrums that we are used to as parents. Having said that, then why, if personality is not important, then what is important? 3 broad parameters, Dr. Bhavna: interest, which Dr. Emmanuel was also talking about, aptitude, and skills. And I'll explain all 3 of them. Uh, there are students who come to me and say, "Sir, I want to become marine biologist." Great. One of the best careers in the world. I agree. Very high flying. Too many Netflix series on it. Amazing career to think about. The fact is, what these students need to understand is you can get a degree in marine biology, but to become one of the best marine biologists in the world, you need to be one of the best divers in the world too, because your lab is the seabed, right? So you can get a degree, but you'll never become top 1% marine biologist if you do not enjoy swimming or diving, right? So there is one thing which is called interest, which was marine biology. The other thing is, do I have the aptitude to become a great marine biologist? And third is, do I have the skill to actually become the top 1% marine biologist, which is swimming, which has nothing to do with the degree, right? So, for example, I'll take another example. I am today, I mean, by God's grace, you also introduced me, possibly one of the well-known career counselors in the country. Having said that, there would be 100 others who are better than me or equally good, but they are not possibly recognized that well, simply because in the career that I am in, I needed to have communication skills. Now, take the mic away from me, I am unsuccessful in that career. Give me the mic back, I am successful in the career, right? So, skills are very important. So, interest, aptitude, and skills. And to all the parents, if interest is high and aptitude is low, your child is happy but not successful. You reverse it. If your aptitude is high and interest is low, your child is successful but not happy, which Dr. Emmanuel was talking about, that you need to be also happy in life, which is very, very important. And the third is, okay, before going to the third one, when the interest and aptitude combines, you will get a list of 3, 4 careers which your child can consider, but it is still not the right career. Uh, it is still not the parameter to find the right career. Right now, you only have come up with a list of 3 or 4. Now, how do you find the right career? The career where your skills are matching the most is the career where you will go into the top 1% of that career. Now, I can take names of certain assessments which can help them. I'll leave it upon you if you want me to address it, but I will not take the names without your permission. But there are assessments, including available on our website, which are listed, where you can map interest, aptitude, and skills and come to the right top-notch career which the child should get into. So I think these are the 3 parameters. You leave one of them out, and the career trajectory will go for a toss, Dr.
Yeah,
Bhavna.
yeah. Thank you for answering that in such a manner. I wanted to know that there is a lot of anxiety about AI coming in and taking away the jobs. So, in the same vein, I would like to ask that how is AI impacting the careers today?
I think very interesting question, Dr. Bhavna, because um, there was a report in India today, sometime back, which said that by 2030, about 4 million jobs in India will get completely impacted by artificial intelligence. We are already seeing the trend, like I mentioned before, about Microsoft firing 6,000 employees because of AI. We know lawyers becoming redundant. We know doctors are now being challenged for their knowledge because of artificial intelligence, and entire hospitals coming up around the world which are AI driven with very few doctors. So all of this is reality. Another reality is, especially for the humanities students who are thinking that, hey, I know how to sketch well, so let me get into designing. The reality is that design is one career which has completely gotten impacted by AI. All of us has created those Ghiblis without realizing that we use chat gpt as a toy, not a tool. Now the day you start using it as a tool, you'll realize how careers are getting impacted. Having said that, AI is gonna do two or three things which every parent needs to understand. Number one, all the repetitive tasks will be completely taken over by artificial intelligence. It will get automated, and it will be across industries. My sense is even education will see a lot of repetitive tasks getting moved to AI so that personalized learning can be delivered to every single child. Um, AI will also lead to, yes, eradication of a lot of jobs, but nothing to worry. Please understand, human race is very resilient. जब computers आया था तो सबने सोचा था कि लोगों की jobs चली जाएगी, but we upskilled ourselves to be computer ready. Similarly, there'll be a lot of new jobs that are going to get created to be AI ready, right? So that will happen. There will be a lot of demand for human centric skills, which means that all the parents now should look at not just the degrees, but also the colleges very carefully and see whether the colleges are also building up the skills for the child. So do not send your child to any college if they do not give you research, if they do not give you internships, if they do not give you clubs and associations to participate, because that's where you will build your, outside the classroom, you will build your critical thinking, problem solving, leadership, and communication. Yes, AI is going to completely change every career, the way we look at careers. So my sense is that there'll be two kinds of careers now. One where you create AI, which is obviously a computer science tech-led career, and the other would be where you integrate AI into careers. So today, if a biology student can learn how to use AI, okay, they will be completely unreplaceable. If a finance student learns how to use AI, they'll become unreplaceable, right? So that's how you look at careers and how AI is changing the careers.
And thank you for bringing that up, Abhishek, because I would like to share now on this platform that the CISE board in its class 11th and 12th, we are teaching AI separately, robotics separately. But the beauty is that in all the new subjects, when we are reviewing them, even in the current subjects like legal studies, biology, biotechnology, we have added that unit with AI.
Wonderful.
How is AI being integrated into these subjects, statistics, applied mathematics? So that is a move by the council. Probably we are trying to upskill our students for the future. So moving from the broader domain of careers to something very, very specific, and the biggest question of life when the child has just taken the class 10th, the ICSE examination, and is wanting to choose. So should subject selection happen on the basis of the grade 10 marks?
The short and simple answer is no, with a capital N and a capital O.
Okay,
I
but that's
think
the traditional way we go. Even schools, look at, okay, these are the top rankers, let's offer them science. The students also feel that, oh, we've got good marks in science, let's go for that. Good
I
marks in maths.
I completely agree, Dr. Bhavna. The fact of the matter is that even as educators, you and me need to evolve with time, right? We cannot say that we are end all and be all. We are also learning. And if parents feel that we know everything about AI, let me tell you, to all the parents out there, we are also so new to AI as you are. We do not know how it will impact. We are all trying to read research reports and make the best possible correct guess. But yes, it will be a guess because we haven't seen AI era before. Having said that, the question was very pertinent, and I think I thank you for asking me this, because majority of the times what I see is if the child has scored above 90% in grade 10, we assume that the child is a PCM or a PC.
Sorry about that. Yes, I'm sorry. You were talking about the selection of subjects.
Correct. So I think we assume that they are science students, which is far from truth, because getting marks in one particular subject in grade 10 versus studying that particular subject for the rest of their lives and dealing with it, these are two different things altogether. The easiest example that I can give you is playing video games is fun, but making video games is very tacky. These are two different things altogether. So my sense is, coming back to the question number 2 that you asked, instead of thinking, and I hear why parents and some of the educators still think that sciences is the best way if you are a good student. That's because in 1990s, the majority of the job opportunities which used to exist were out of PCM and PCB. But I will invite all of you to just Google, and it's very simple. Google Future of Work Report by World Economic Forum 2025, and look at the top 10 jobs in the world today with their demand scale, and you will understand that none of them are pure science jobs. None of the jobs are out of pure physics, pure chemistry, or pure biology. Yes, a lot of jobs involve tech, which means you need to be good at mathematics, but mathematics is also a part of sciences if you do not disregard it. So having said that, what you need to do is again look at what are the right interests of the child, and interest should not be defined by the marks that the child get. It could be a good indicator. Interest is where I'm scoring a little less, but I still want to study. It is not by the marks I'm getting. That's what interest is, that I'm ready to fight it out, right? I am not scoring 90s, I'm scoring early 80s or mid 70s, but I'm ready to fight it out because I enjoy doing this. That's interest. Second, aptitude. Aptitude is very, very important. Take a good interest, aptitude, and a skill assessment, which will tell you where is the aptitude. And finally, is the skill. The difference is, Dr. Bhavna, are we wanting any career for the child, or are we wanting a career where the child has the ability to go to the top 1% of the career? These are two different things altogether.
Very, very well said. Yes, I agree.
Right? Because not all lawyers are successful, not all engineers are successful. So we need to find a career where my child can go to the top. And that is just not dependent on interest. Interest is good as long as it is backed by aptitude and skills, because then only you'll go into the top 1% of the career. And once you are in the top 1% of the career, every career has high demand. We need to understand that.
Yes. Thanks. And this brings us, to the discussion on the subject combinations. So, Abhishek, I'd like to share this with you, that the subject combinations that the ICSE board, after the ICSE, which is the class 10, that ISE, the flexibility is immense. The only compulsory is the language, the English language, and post that we give a bouquet of subjects to the students, and most of our students are able to choose interdisciplinary combinations. So we have students who are studying physics with music, we have students who are doing history with biology, and mathematics along with performing arts. We have that kind of group amongst us, but obviously we also have the ones who are aiming for the traditional, for the most coveted right now in the country, the JEE and the NEET. Of course we are going to have another session, a specific session on this as well. But a myth that is surrounding the CISC board, if you could help us clear that myth, that the CBSE or the other board which is there, the children, they are able to prepare better for the NEET and the JEE, whereas the ISC curriculum, it does not prepare them that well. I would like to counter that on this platform by saying that the National Testing Agency, it actually looks at the syllabuses of all the boards across the country and then decides. But then I'll leave it to the external expert to answer on that.
Okay. First of all, I think because it's a myth, right? It's not a fact. So we need to understand that. But before I go into the value that CISCE curriculum brings, and I will definitely spend about a minute talking about my experience as a counselor with CISCE students and how amazing it has been, and I'll share that in a while. But before that, let me tell everybody, like Dr. Bhavna said, that we will be conducting in this series of workshops, one on careers beyond JEE and NEET. Let me tell you, and this is for all the parents out there, before you tell your child to get into JEE and NEET, please also tell your child what to do if they do not clear JEE and NEET. Because please understand, 25 lakh students will write NEET for about 58,000 government seats. And if I put private seats together, about 100,000, which means 24 lakh students will not make it. And it is not a problem of the curriculum, and it is not the problem of your child. It is a problem of demand and supply. Please understand that. Same is the case with JEE. About 15 lakh students will write it. And in the best top 20 engineering colleges of the country, we do not have more than 50,000 seats. Again, not the problem of the curriculum and not a problem of even your child. It is a problem of demand and supply. Now, coming to the realities of CISCE curriculum, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to me, first and foremost, have enough faith after listening to, and I would assume I'm a respectable career counselor, that every curriculum is great, but CISCE students tend to be really rigorous. They tend to be really studying the subjects in depth. I really do not think that you can anytime say that CBSE is pro maths and sciences, and it is even truth. It is not. Both curriculums are equally great. Having said that, what you need to understand is that, is your child cut out for JEE or NEET? Because your child can prepare really well for JEE and NEET irrespective of the curriculum. However, clearing JEE and NEET is a problem of demand and supply, not the curriculum. I'll give you my own example. Some of my best students are studying engineering in some of the top tier universities of the world, and they are CISCE students. So there is no way that you can anytime think that one curriculum is better than the other. No, it is not. Both curriculums are certified by NTA, like Dr. Bhavna said. They are vetted by NTA. Both curriculums, rather, I would say, you guys are lucky to be as a part of the CISCE curriculum, because the kind of flexibility Dr. Bhavna was talking about is something that we career counselors have been asking for years and decades. And thank God for small mercies that CISCE is providing it. And I will not even go into the amazing combinations that she mentioned. Let me talk about some very basic combinations which CISCE offers. For example, PCM with economics. I know of CISCE schools offering PCM with economics, and I can tell you, the moment you take that, your child is both a science student and a commerce student, because economics is commerce, and economics plus maths is the top 3 jobs, highest paid jobs in the world. I know of students at CISCE which are studying biology with psychology. Now, you might not become a doctor, but do you know how much is the potential is in becoming a counseling psychologist? And then just the sheer fact, what she told me is, every subject is now getting integrated with artificial intelligence. What more can you ask for? Because otherwise, if your child is not getting AI integrated, believe me, your child will be left behind. So I would rather say, Dr. Bhavna, after listening to when you made that statement that AI is being integrated in every possible subject that one can think of, I would say stay true to CISCE, trust the board, trust the curriculum, trust your child. And if you know of somebody who is not a CISCE student, please bring them into CISCE, simply because the variety of choices that Dr. Bhavna is talking about is the requirement of the future. Over to you, Dr. Bhavna.
Abhishek, for those kind words. But I want to address a few questions that are coming to us, and there are certain concerned parents who have written in on that question about, how to choose the right stream for the child. So you spoke about interest, aptitude, and skills. Now we have a question from ma'am here, ma'am Shilpa. She has written in, what if the interest and aptitude, they do not match?
Okay. It's good problem to have. If the interest and aptitude is not matching, we need to see, it's not going to be happening that interest and aptitude will not match for any career. That's not a possibility. It will match for some career. What the question should be is, what if my interest is not matching with the aptitude of the career I'm super interested in? Then the idea is, please stay away from that career. because you only have interest, but you do not have the skills and the aptitude to become successful in that career. Again, taking an example, this might just help clarify to ma'am there. Ma'am, understand that if you put me into a degree called Bachelor's in Data Science today, will I be able to get you a degree? The answer is a yes. I will get you a degree whether by mugging up, whether by taking extra help, whether by asking seniors to teach me, or whether by buying kunjis. But I will be able to get you a degree. The question is, will I become top 1% data scientist in the world? The answer is no, because I do not have the required analytical and mathematical and coding skills, right? However, I am definitely among the top 1% career counselors in the world. Why? Because I do have the communication skills to back it up. So interest and aptitude will match for certain careers. And if your aptitude is not matching for the career you are super interested in, okay, there are only two possibilities then. Either you build your aptitude to that level or think about an alternate career. Otherwise, we are going to struggle.
And thanks so much for that insight. I hope we've answered ma'am's question. Now, another question coming up from Vinita Mulchandani, ma'am, that since we were discussing about AI, so do you think a career in AI should be the top choice right now?
No, I don't think, like I said before, I don't think every AI expert will become successful. I'm very clear. You can make a career in AI. Dr. Bhavna, I'll give you another example. There are a lot of times where parents come to me and say, what is the best career after PCM? This question does not have an answer, because the best career is only that career where your and my child has the ability to go into top 1% of the career. So it is not that AI is the right career for everybody, because to be actually the top 1% in AI, in an era where AI is writing further AI, right? You need to be one of the best coders available, right? So no, it is not the right career. There is a difference between creating AI and being AI proficient. What I say is everybody should be AI proficient, but not everybody should get into creating AI or building AI.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, the question, you did discuss some of the best combinations, subject combinations in today's time when you said PCM with economics. Can you share some few other best combinations for today's time?
Absolutely. So I'll give you one. If your child is good in mathematics but is not enjoying physics and chemistry, then you can take any subject combination as long as you have mathematics and computer science or ICT if the school is offering. Then you can take that combination, because maths and comp science can lead you to a career called computational mathematics, which is an entry gate for space sciences, and it is entry gate for stock markets, right? So you can look at that. If you have a career in, if you have a combination like biology and maths, if your child is good with biology, can handle mathematics, but cannot do chemistry, let's say somebody like me who could not do chemistry at all, biology and mathematics can take you to biotechnology, and biology and mathematics can take you to data science in the field of biology, which is called bioinformatics. That's another career. I'll give you one more combination for commerce students. Finance plus psychology. So accounting plus psychology is one of the highest paid careers in today's time, called behavioral finance, right? And I'll give you one more for commerce students, which can also work for humanities students. Stop thinking that psychology le liya to therapist hi banoge. It's not true. Psychology plus economics is behavioral economics, one of the highest paid careers in today's time. Psychology plus business management is organizational behavior. Psychology plus marketing, one of the aspects of business management, is consumer behavior. And these are the real big time careers and in demand careers for the future. So I can talk and on and on and on about career subject combinations, but some of them which I think should be focused on.
And here I would like to, tell the parents that earlier on we used to have a lot of concern whether the subject combinations that we are taking at the school level, class 12 level, whether they have bridges to the higher education. So I think definitely the bridges are definitely there, because a lot of universities, including the Delhi University and several government universities, are offering multidisciplinary courses now. We have the combination of the BA program with economics and psychology at the Delhi University. We also have several other private universities who are offering amazing courses, and they are offering a very diversified career trajectory ahead. So that concern of parents, कि 12th के बाद क्या करेंगे, कहाँ जाएंगे, इन subject combination से हमें कहाँ admission मिलेगा, those things are also now the whole ecosystem is evolving. So
Absolutely.
I think we will have a session on this as well. I think that's the third session we'll be having. We had, somebody is writing in that what are the course options available outside JEE? Ma'am, we are going to have the next session, which is scheduled on 18th of July, specifically on this, and we'll address it there. Moving on, another very, very rampant practice, which even the government of India is trying to fight now, is the dummy schooling. So definitely as a board of school education, we do not in any way support the dummy schooling idea, because we believe, and especially the CISCE, we believe that yes, we need to cater to the aspirations of the children who want to go in. They have very focused goals. That's fine, but at the same time, the holistic development of the student at an age when it's an age of transition for them. They are transitioning, they are blossoming, and that's when they require that kind of a school environment. What are your thoughts?
Completely agree, Dr. Bhavna, and couldn't agree more. Parents, please understand this. And while I appreciate the intent to crack some of the toughest examinations in the world like JEE and NEET, I appreciate that. What I do not appreciate is mad obsession of these two entrances, because like I said, these are not the just two careers that one can look at, and there are several other amazing careers that one can look at. Having said that, please understand, you do not send a child to a CISCE school only to study. That's a very wrong notion. A school is not a place only to study, and at this forum, I should not have said it, but I really, now since it's there in my mind, I'll lay it forward. Please understand that पढ़ाई तो YouTube पे भी हो सकती है. So why do we send our children to school? We send our children to school for 2 or 3 very big reasons. Number one, to learn how to get up at 6 o'clock every morning and go to school at 7 o'clock. It teaches you consistency. It teaches you time management. It teaches you how to wake up early in life, because early to bed and, early to rise and early to bed makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? Another reason why you send your child to school is when you go to a school, you are sitting on your left with a person who is possibly following Christianity, the other one is following Islam. You learn how to be in an inclusive culture. You learn how to respect other cultures, and you get respected in return. Very important in a country like India, which is a melting pot of cultures, right? Very, very important. Number three, you learn how to build your leadership skills by participating into activities. I know of so many CISC schools which have clubs, they have student body, they have annual functions, they have induction programs. All of these, when your child participates, they actually build their confidence. Otherwise, who will give you an opportunity to go onto a stage and talk in a safe environment and allow you to fail safely? It's a school which allows you to fail safely without getting judged. And if your child does not do all of this, your child will never be able to build the real life skills. All of us know of those students from our school days who were better than us, but they are not as successful as we are, simply because marks matter to a limit. Other than that is the holistic development that Dr. Bhavna was talking about. So school is not just a place to go and study. It's a place to learn, evolve, grow, make friends, and this time will not come back. So if you keep your child into a dummy school, believe me, you're not being a well-wisher for your child, not from the perspective of regulations. That's something that CISC has to look at. But I can tell you as a parent, you're not being a well-wisher of your child, because you're putting your child into a cocoon. And then after 2 years, you will say, oh, my child is an introvert. Oh, my child doesn't open up. It was you who actually forced your child outside school. Otherwise, he or she would have made friends, and friends for life.
Yes, I agree. I think we are having a very engaging session. And so that is why we are getting some very, very imperative questions in the comments. And I would like to address one more question. You were speaking about all those careers, the bioinformatics and computational mathematics and all. And we have, I think, a student asking us, Kanupriya is asking us, that don't you think that most of these careers will thrive outside India and not in India?
Sorry, what was the name of the student?
Kanupriya. I think it's a student.
Okay. So, Kanupriya, whether you're a student or a parent, as a parent also, you should be a student for life. So let's say that you are a student. No, it is not true, Kanupriya. There was a time when technology or growth or development used to happen in the West, and India used to follow after 20 years. Please understand, we are a country of 1.5 billion. We are a very thriving market for any possible technology and development. And increasingly, you are seeing that technology is actually getting invented and developed and implemented in India first, then implemented in the West. And I'll give you a couple of examples and you will understand. COVID vaccine, who developed it? We did, supplied it to the rest of the world. So bio, research, microbiology, bacteriology, virology. The melting pot is India. Okay. COVID vaccine coming within a span of 1 year versus polio vaccine coming in 48 years. Who did it? We did it. So bioinformatics, melting pot is in India versus outside. Now, look at 5G. You all have taken 5G as a necessity. The moment we do not get 5G on our mobile, we start panicking. Go to go to New York and move just 5 kilometers outside the downtown New York. You'll not find 5G. 5G is being implemented and has been implemented all over India, and there are places in the West that you will have to still struggle with 4G. Number 3, UPI. I was there in Paris recently, and I was also there in Portugal recently, and you can actually make the payment of entry into the Eiffel Tower and some of the museum in Portugal with the help of Bhim UPI app. Our technology, we are transferring it to the world. So no, beta, gone are those days when the careers could have been identified between India and outside India. Today, world is very pervasive, world is very global, world is very interlinked, and there are careers which are available both in India and outside India. And even if there is some career which has more demand outside India, there are enough companies from outside India coming to India who will hire people here and service the people there. So do not worry about that.
Thanks for clarifying on that, Abhishek. You know, it's we understand that the lives of students now are far more engaging. I somehow do not wish to use the word stressful. You know, stress is a perception. Okay, you might want to differ on that, but yes, I can say that the students are very much engaged and they have a very busy schedule nowadays, and they have a plethora of activities they want to be part of at school, you know, with their friends and all of those also. So what would be your suggestion to parents? You know, what are the kind of skills that parents should try and teach their students in order to navigate this chaotic life right now, you know, for them, where it definitely is a matter of, it's a game of time management and focus management.
Dr. Bhavna, I'll share a Instagram post that I made recently. Have a look at it, and if you find merit, you can share it with your schools. I have started. So while I'm the founder of Guide AI, which is into career assessments, career counseling, and college admissions, I recently started a handle called Counselor Papa. It just started 2 days back, and it is basically a handle where I'm talking about various conversations I have with my son. Uh, the dinner table conversations, and I'm talking about it in a cartoon format. And just yesterday, I made a cartoon format series on depression versus stress versus sadness. So I will take the stem from there and I'll tell you. First of all, no, I do not disagree. I agree with you that stress is a state of mind, and one can train himself or herself to handle stress. Stress is part and parcel of life. Do not think whether you are rich and successful, you'll not be stressful. You will be. The problems at that level are very different. You will be stressed. Just what you need to train your mind is how to handle your stress in a happy manner. So you can be stressful and yet be happy. And that's very, very important to learn. The second thing that I want parents to understand is please teach your child these two things. Number one, teach them how to handle failure. What we do as parents is we try and create this superman and superwoman image in front of our children that, oh boy, we worked so hard, हम 10 किलोमीटर चल के गए, हमने साइकिल में जाकर के पढ़ाई करी, हमने ट्यूबलाइट के नीचे पढ़ाई करी. अरे बाबा, आपके बच्चे की गलती कोई है कि आपने उसको अच्छे स्कूल में पढ़ाया, आप नहीं पढ़ पाए, आपके पास लाइट नहीं थी बट आपके घर में इन्वर्टर है, इसमें बच्चे की गलती कोई है? सो व्हाट यू नीड टू टेल देम इज, no, you are not a superhero. Tell them that you also failed in life. Tell them that even after failure, you have come where you have. Tell them where you failed in an interview. Tell them when you failed into a school exam. Tell them when you failed in a public competition that you participated in school. Do you share your failures? Because only when you share your failures, that's when children will understand it's okay to fail. Because everybody learns only from failure. Nobody learns from success. Remember that. Today, I can tell you my son is one of the best debaters in the world, Dr. Bhavna. And if you ask him, Shivansh, what if you fail in a debate? You know, the answer that he will give you is, ma'am, please do not worry. I failed 1000 debates, then only I have become the champion of Oxford. So teaching handling failure is very important. Second, please teach your child difference between depression and sadness. Our children have started using this word way too often and way too loosely that Papa, Mama, I think I'm depressed. I'm not saying clinical depression is not real. It is real. It needs to be treated. But not everybody who is sad is depressed. As a teenager, you need to tell your children, बेटा बहुत सारी चीजें हो रही हैं. Pardon my language. एक teenager के दिमाग में बहुत भसड़ है. There are hormonal changes. There are psychological changes. There are physiological changes happening in the body. And they are visible changes that are happening. And on the top of it, stress of school exams, stress of careers and stress of colleges. अगर इतना सब कुछ जो टीनेजर कर रहा है डॉक्टर भावना, अगर पेरेंट को करना पड़े ना तो रोज पेरेंट एक बीपी की गोली खाएगा. Okay, they will have to eat a BP goli. So what we need to teach our children is difference between that it's okay to be sad and sadness does not mean depressed. Okay, as a teenager, there are a lot of things happening in our life and you are sad, it's okay, we'll move on. There are relationship issues, there are school issues, there are tuition issues, there are curriculum issues. It could be anything, right? And second, we need to teach them how to handle failure. Because सबसे बड़ा problem क्या है? एक subject में number कम आए, oh, I am not good, I am stressed. Teach them how to handle failure and it'll be fine.
Yeah. I believe that, the thing you spoke about adolescence, that even as our kids, they reach adolescence. So it's not that they need more than, they do require more of us as they are navigating the stress, and it's not about just hanging on. It's hanging on when the ride is so bumpy.
Correct.
So that is what I think we should be.
Can I just add one more, if you may allow?
Yes.
One more thing. Parents, please understand, while you work really hard throughout the day, and then at the end of the day, you do buy that 1 lakh rupee or 75,000 rupee tablet or an iPad for your child. Remember one thing from me, your child will never remember when they grow up that you bought an iPad. But what they will remember is how much time you spent with them on that iPad playing that Angry Birds. So experiences matter more than the gadgets.
Yes. Thank you so much. So, what I think few more questions which are being sent my way, and one I think we will address that when we spoke about careers, Abhishek, we've not touched upon the civil services in the country. Again, a very coveted, area that parents and students are interested in. So, what do you think? What is the scope, and should students think about?
So I'm going to be both aspirational at one end and realist on the other. I would say it's great. India needs some good civil servants. India is a very growing country. I'm very proud of you if you're thinking about writing UPSC and becoming a civil servant. However, please understand that there are certain requirements to crack UPSC. Number one, you need to be a graduate. Number two, you need to be 21 years of age. So which means that while you are aiming for UPSC, you still have to be having a bachelor's degree and you need to be matured enough to become a civil servant. So right now, what your focus should be, while your aspiration is to become a civil servant, keep that, hold that close to your heart. But your realistic approach should be, let's get you into a degree which can give you a solid and a stable career, so that even if after 4 attempts you are unable to crack UPSC, you are not struggling. You have a stable career. Remember, a stable career will allow you to pay your taxes, and that way you are also helping your own society, because that's distribution of income to the needy. So, but if you are really focused on getting into UPSC, look at humanities subjects, very important. History, Indian history is very, very important. Look at political science, understanding the panchayati raj of our country to the parliamentary system of our country, very important. Political science. You can even do your bachelor's in pol science with international relations today. You can do your bachelor's with economics, and do a lot of study around socio-economic policies. Do a good bachelor's which can give you a stable career, and if you are able to clear your UPSC, bang on, then we have a great civil servant ready to serve the society.
Yes, thank you. I'm sure that has motivated the students. And many questions coming on the career beyond NEET, careers for liberal arts, humanities, and the admissions abroad. So let me, tell everyone here who's listening to us that we are going to have 3 separate sessions on these very topics, which is the next one is the one, the careers beyond NEET, your path, your pace. The other one, the after that, we are having on the 25th of July on Beyond Books, where humanities meet the world, where Abhishek ji will be talking about the careers in humanities and liberal arts. And on the 1st of August, he would be taking us through the process of how to identify the best universities abroad for the right courses and the whole admission process. So parents, you can keep connected to us, stay connected to us on this YouTube channel, and we will have these discussions. Now, coming back to this particular session on the what the role the parents have to play in choosing the careers. So if I have to tell you that you have to give that one overarching remark on for parents, that what is it like to be out in the storm now, and what is it that you would advise as a parent yourself to them on how to help their children.
Uh, One last remark that, or an advice or a suggestion I would give is, world has completely changed, ladies and gentlemen. Do not look at the future with the lens of the past. Careers which were booming in our era, they do not exist anymore. Careers those exist today, you are possibly not aware. You need to do your own research. Don't think, while I am really deeply appreciative of CISCE trying to say that we will bring psychological and career counseling, and they're separating the two. I love the word psychological and career counseling, which is really, really important in their schools. But at the end of the day, school is a platform for you to explore a lot of things in life, not just careers. As parents, it is our responsibility to research, sit with the child, and research about the careers in demand, but then connect it with the interest, aptitude, and skills. And like I said, there are enough and very many assessments. One of them is available on Guide AI. They can have a look. It's listed there. They can take that assessment. It will help them identify the right career and right skill sets and the best possible career for the child. Having said that, spend time with your children. Allow them to speak. Just because they raise their voice does not mean that you need to retaliate. Remember, they are teenagers. Remember your days. You used to also retaliate. Listen to them patiently. They are far more aware and they are far more skilled than you and me are. They are just waiting. Somebody can listen. हमेशा याद रखिएगा कि आप किसी को भी थोड़ा सा मोटिवेशन देंगे, जंग तो वो जीत के आ जाएगा. They are only looking towards motivation towards us, and the motivation does not come by saying I told you so. Motivation comes from when you say I'm here sitting with you, let's research together. So that will be my final advice.
Thank you so much, Abhishek, for those enlightening words. I cannot but, say a few lines from this poem by the Saint Teresa of Calcutta, our own Mother Teresa. She said, "You will teach them to fly, but they will not fly your flight. You will teach them to dream, but they will not dream your dream. You will teach them to live, but they will not live your life. Nevertheless, in every flight, in every life, in every dream, the print of the way you taught them will remain. So, dear
Absolutely.
parents, these wonderful, wonderful inspirational lines by Mother Teresa, I think we should hold very close to our heart and mind and move ahead. We know that it is difficult. Parenting has never been easy. It is very easy to give opinions and suggestions. The task itself is very difficult. But we are there with you. The board is there with you. We are going to support you in whatever way possible. And we are going to stay connected. So thank you so much, Abhishek, for this very, very enlightening session. I'm sure our audience has really connected. And we'll see you again next Friday. Thank you very much. I once again thank Dr. Joseph Emmanuel for his guidance and support throughout these series. So thank you so much. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, Dr.